Okay, before anybody gets any bright ideas, I've been working on this story for 4 years now. If one of you steals this, it's going to be your head on the chopping block. Chapter 1. Hi, my name is Glitch, which is an alias name for when I'm in a different dimension, other than my home dimension. My real name is Mikkel. I finally arrived back in my own dimension, which took a lot longer than expected, approximately 2 weeks. What is it? A wanted poster? Why is it here? Let's take a closer look. Oh great, it's me. I might have blown a few things up before leaving. Better get rid of it before anyone else sees it. Don't want them after my head. He threw the poster in the trash and lights it on fire. Now that that's taken care of, I can head back to town to see what's been happening while I've been gone over those 2 weeks. Zoom. Dimensional rift opens. I turn around and a beautiful young woman flies past me. Behind her, the gatekeeper is chasing her through the rift. I stepped in front of the gatekeeper in time to say, "Long time no see. What have you been up to?" As I say this, I look over my shoulder and tell the woman, "Run." As soon as I say that, the gatekeeper runs at me and knocks me through several concrete walls behind me. I get up and am glad I'm ridiculously durable. After I gain my composure, I run at him and drop him through a dimensional rift. "You think it's time for a nap?" Thump. Mikhail passes out. The woman who rescued Luna approached him while he was passed out, and this is the encounter. Lana says, "He looks pretty bad." Full stop. Full stop. I need to get him help. She puts him on her back and heads for the town. She sees a man walking out of a bar, and he notices Mikhail immediately. The man's name is Jamal. He is the owner of the bar, and a good friend of Mikhail. He runs over and takes him from Luna, and carries him to an open room in the inn, where he starts tending to his injuries. Mikhail is still unconscious at this time. Flashback. For how this all started, 10 years ago the gate blew up like a small nuclear bomb without radiation. My eldest sister Michelle became what most people call a dimensional ghost. My older brother Jackson ended up who knows where, but I think he's still alive, and I ended up as a dimensional hopper. This dimension ended up with drastically different climates such as a rainforest, tundra, desert, savanna, constantly snowy forest made mostly of pine, and animals that mutated quickly and became large. Then there's robots from the military project that can run off basically anything. Note, my sister Michelle is a technological dimensional ghost, which means she can communicate through technology. She ended up blackmailing me into making a robotic body. 2 weeks later, I wake up and walk out of the room I've been in. I'm immediately tackled by Jamal's twin daughters Aria and Abigail. They're about 8 years old and happy to see me up. I overheard Jamal talking to Luna. He is telling her about the time I ended up falling into another dimension straight into a woman's bathhouse. From upstairs I hear Jamal continue with the story. He fell into another situation involving swords, lots of weapons and shoes being thrown at him. His story is cut short by the sound of my heavy footsteps coming down the stairs and me yelling, "Jamal, you're so dead when I get my hands on you." At this point Jamal thinks it's about time he hightails it out of there. When I get to the bottom of the stairs, Jamal is at the door and Luna is still standing there dazed. Luna says, I hi in a confused and bewildered voice while still trying to process what happened in the last few seconds. Then she hears Jamal's wife, Claire, say, "Why doesn't this surprise me? I don't feel pity for the fool either." As Jamal and Mikhail run outside, Michelle, Mikhail's older sister, hears the chows from her house across the street. She comes out and yells, "Mikhail, Glitch's given name, I swear to God if you wake me up this early again I'm going to give you a concussion." As she is yelling, Balto Michelle's massive female wolf rams into Jamal for waking her up. Note, in the void, which is the space between dimensions, Jackson, Mikhail's older brother's point of view. Why do I feel like Michelle, my younger sister, is about to knock some sense into Mikhail? As Michelle is yelling at Mikhail, she is dragged out of her body into the void. End of chapter 1. Chapter 2. Scrapper attack and void drop. Mikhail takes in a panic breath and begins to realize that his sister's soul is no longer in her mechanical body. Michelle has entered the void and to her surprise has found her older brother Jackson. Mikhail says, "What has happened? Why did she fall over?" In the void. Michelle, while in the void, Michelle says, "Where am I? Is this the void?" This looks like how Mikhail described it. Jackson, Michelle's brother, notices her as she enters the void. Who is the girl? Why is there a dimensional ghost here? This is going to be a logistical nightmare, having to deal with getting her back home. Michelle says, yes, I'm a dimensional ghost. Wait, you can't see me. Yes, I can see you. You also look very familiar. Michelle. Wait, that would mean you're Jackson. As in my older brother? Yes. Now can you stop gaping like a fish? Michelle is still speechless but stops gaping. Back in the home dimension, Mikhail says, what just happened? This shouldn't be happening. This has never happened before. As Luna stands by Mikhail, she hears a muffled sound of metallic running in the distance. Luna says, do you hear that? It sounds like metallic running. Everyone's head snaps toward the sound. Mikhail and Jamal say shit, scrappers. Jamal says, I'll get the 17-pounder. Referring to the QF 17-pounder gun off the Valentine Archer tank. Mikhail says, Luna, you're with me on the chain-fed AMT rifles. AMT rifle refers to a chain-fed 60mm anti-material rifle. Claire said, I'm going to get Michelle's physical body and the girls, Aria and Abigail, to the half-track, safe place, and come back to help after they are safe. Luna states, what is going on? What is coming to us? It is either large or in large numbers. Nicholas says, scrappers, most likely rogue ones. Hades and Artemis bots usually don't come in this direction. Mikhail mumbles under his breath just loud enough for Luna to hear him. Hopefully it's not the Titan model scrappers. Those things are nasty. As soon as Luna is about to say something, the walkie-talkie next to her crackles to life and Jamal says, I got good news and I got bad news. Good news is there's no Titan models, bad news there's one Hellfire. Mikhail responds with, okay, we can deal with it. We have enough ammunition, we just need to hit it in the eye. God, this is gonna be a nightmare. As soon as he says that, they both hear the 17-pounder fire boom. Jamal says, one down, 3 to go, I'll focus on the Hellfire, you two take the scrappers. 15 minutes later. I think that's all of them, Mikhail said. What makes these ones different from the others? Why are they so violent? Asked Luna. Because all their safety measures and fail-safes have been corrupted, meaning they see anything that moves and or breathes as a threat, says Jamal. Couldn't have said it better myself. My question is, what happened to the big, mean and ugly one, said Mikhail. You mean the Hellfire looked like a failed hacking attempt? I don't feel sorry for the poor soul that tried hacking into that thing. You have to have a pretty thick skull to approach one, much less try and hack one, Jamal says. Abigail's point of view. As I was running towards my dad and younger sister Aria, I noticed a large robot trying to stand up. It lurched towards me and I screamed. Jamal's thoughts. I turned around to see my brother Maxwell drop from the roof to take out the crippled robot with a 590A1 shotgun. This was the robot that scared my princess, Abigail. Jamal says, good job, Maxwell, but why are you here? You never show up unannounced without a reason. Maxwell says one of the raider gangs got their hands on a Death Eater and took complete control of it, and they are heading in this direction. I came to warn you and set up defenses. Mikhail speaks up and says, Death Eaters in the 30-foot-tall monster of a machine. Maxwell says, yay, one in the same. I can't believe they were crazy enough to try and get into that thing's systems. Now chapter 2 isn't completely finished, but this is what I have right now.